Love YouTube and hate YouTube at the same time. Sometimes it is just a pita to get alive to stay up. But we're almost done with this magazine, so we'll be wrapping it up soon. Just trying to get back onto uh, I'm trying to get on my, so I can see it the way you guys, otherwise I wouldn't have even known it was buffering. So here we go. All right, let's see if this is working. Looks like everything, yep, looks like we're good. So we'll just get right back into it. Hopefully you guys are back in. Okay. Okay, I think all I'm going to take off here is the words. And the letter S. I think that's what I'm going to go with on this. Testing ground could be good. Or collage, definitely. And we'll go with the letter S right here. And then that piece can be recycled. There we go. Move those extra pieces off there. All right, so I don't think I want anything off of this one. Okay, so we can get, I think this will be a great big Z. I don't think I'm interested in any of these big gigantic people. But I do want this part here. So let me move that aside. Welcome back, Roseanne. Sometimes you make a live and YouTube does not agree with you. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to cut it from this side then, because there's a great big Z on the other side, like a huge Z. So we'll cut this apart over here. There we go. We'll add that. And then I definitely want this great big Z over here. You tired? I bet it's those grandkids. I know they can run the energy right out of you. I hope you had a good evening meal and that your Wednesday comes along quite nicely. Can't believe how fast the time is going by. So we'll do finish up this magazine in the Audubon, and then we'll be all done for tonight. Oops, that's going to go up there with the words and letters. Okay, I'm gonna take some of these heads. It's fun to be inspired by something new. And I don't think we need anything from this side, so we will let the rest of that go. So let's see if we can't. I'm going to use the trimmer for this because there's a bee on the back that I want to get. That's like a pretty big bee right there. But we'll trim this edge off so that we don't have trouble getting what we want off the. See, I can't put that edge up against the cutter, unfortunately. Oops. Oh no, I cut the bee. It moved a little bit. Oh, well, that's annoying. Okay, well, there'll be other bees. There shall be other bees in our future. for sure. Okay. And then what I usually do is wind up fussy cutting around the heads. All right, next page. I think I need to cut some of this off here. This the part of the spine that I've ripped the pages away from, because it's starting to get kind of loud to rip the pages out. Okay, everywhere you look is good. We're definitely going to take that. And maybe we'll get this image too while we're at it. It's a little warm today. It got up a little bit above 80. And, you know, heat rises, and I'm in a room on the second floor, so everything, you know, gets, but it's still nice and cool in the evenings. So it only gets a little warm, like very late afternoon and kind of early evening. And then it starts cooling off again, and that's awesome. Because, you know, I'm sure by now in like Phoenix and Las Vegas that it's already in the 90s, if not higher. I haven't looked at the temperature there in a little while, but I remember they had their very first 100-degree day very early. A guy that I know that lives in Phoenix announced it on a game I was playing for a while. So, all right. Oops, wrong magazine. I keep trying to bring that Audubon out, and I'm not quite done with the other one. I've lost my magazine. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is the one that I'm kind of weirded out by. It's like her skirt is made out of a leather jacket and a denim jacket. And I guess if you wore it in the cold, that wouldn't be too bad. And then she's got a top made out of a tie there. I think I might fussy cut this out though. It's just because I could cut, you know, it could be cut into sections and used as musical people. I think you might be. Hopefully some other people will come in. Unfortunately, Jacqueline might have fallen asleep. She was in bed when she came in. And she said she's, you know, she tries to go to bed early because she has trouble staying asleep. So I think that it's possible she drifted off. There's a couple other people that aren't talking that are watching. So we're not all alone. We're the only two. I'm talking on the video and you're chatting in the room. All right. Oh, let's trim the bottom off that though. Get all the white edges off. Put that in our taller images pile. Oh, I like that one. I'm not really in love with either one of these two. Although we can get her eyeballs and her lips. We'll take her face, which is a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and put that in our recycle pile. But I do like this image. So let's cut that down, and I'll probably, it's kind of evocative of the late 60s or early 70s, or, you know, in the late 60s into the 70s kind of feel to it. It's kind of a throwback image, right? So here we go. And we'll pop that into our taller images pile off to the side. I didn't quite make it to the end of that. Okay. Next part. Ooh, go time. That's a good word. I like the blurry cityscape, so we'll keep that probably. Yeah, I think so. I think I'd rather have that than the other side. So let's go ahead and trim off that rough edge. I am working on a supernatural cozy mystery. I read about a chapter today in between. I was down in the basement doing a bunch of stuff and you know, in between a couple of the other tasks I had to do up here, I got a chapter read, so that's always awesome. It's trying to think of the name of it. Well, okay, so I think I would like to go ahead and I like to trim as much of it I can on a trimmer, because as much as I try, I don't always get straight edges, right? I do try, but there we go, go time. And then we've also got this fun kind of blurry cityscape that we could definitely use for something fun. All right, let's see what else we've got going on in here. Right, not in love with either one of those. So we're going to let that page go. Oh, I do like that one, though. Let's see what's on the other side. Subway pick. Oh, look at that look on her face. Oof. Someone interrupted her screen time, and she is not happy about it. Oops, I wanted the other side. I would like to have the other side of this picture. And we may just fussy cut her and the bike and put it somewhere else, but like I said, I like to leave options, so I'm going to cut it out as the rectangular picture for now. And I have to take her for the face alone. For the way, like, doesn't she look like she's disgusted that you've interrupted her phone time? So we're going to cut it down a little bit smaller, though. So we don't need all of that. Although I suppose we maybe just cut off the edge for now. And decide from there if we want to fussy cut her out or if we want to use it as is with her bag intact. You never know what you're going to need in the future when the collage ideas hit you. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that one in the... I don't want the whole page, but I think I'm going to take the upper half of her body because it might be fun to, she's got a big long neck, and I think we could use that for musical people. I have made it into, I think, season 3 of Nancy Drew, which is going along, and I think there's 4 seasons, so I'm almost done with it. I'm not sure if it's a current series or if that's all there is. I haven't looked into it, but I am enjoying it. It's an interesting take on the classic, you know, Nancy Drew readers. Those are some long legs. So we may get an arm here and some legs. So we'll take this and just trim it down, because those could be very good things to have later on. That is a super short, whatever you want to call it, skirt, dress maybe. It's like a drapey, very drapey. The fabric does look soft and shimmery. Okay. And then we'll just cut that white piece off the bottom there. All right, add her to our pile. She reminds you of your daughter. Nice. We don't get as many men, and he looks very dapper. You know what? I'm going to cut around this because he's on the beach, so we may, depending on what kind of glue we wind up putting it in. I am going to trim off the words at the top, though, and the sides. So we'll cut off like this so that it's shorter. But it's like a sand dunes kind of beach scrub. I'm glad we found a picture that reminds you of your daughter. That's awesome. It's fun to see all the associations and things other people. I love watching harvesting videos because I love to see what other people harvest. Because 5 people could harvest the same magazine. They're all not necessarily going to take the same things. Because people focus on different stuff in their art. So I'm going to grab the next couple of pictures here. Well, that dress reminds me a little bit of like a Tina Turner outfit, right? But let's, I think I want the W and that guy. So let's start with just the guy. Get him lined up. Not quite where we need that line to be. So we'll pull it over a little bit more. I'm getting better with this cutter, but I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. Where exactly it would, you just get used to using whatever you have had in the past. So each new thing is a learning curve. Okay, we got her head, which we could definitely use. I just want to make sure I don't. I definitely want the W. But I'm pretty sure we also still got her head. W for ransom letters. And look, we got her head. So let's go ahead and just take that white bit off there. So there we go. Woohoo! Getting the good stuff. And he's, again, I'm trying to think of, uh-oh, I think that didn't go so well. Nope, it's okay. The part that made the not so great crunchy sound was below where we are cutting him off at. So there we go. And I will likely fussy cut him out for sure. I think it'll look better that way. My voice sounds scratchy today, even though I'm not. Okay, there's an S over here, and I think we'll be able to get it. Let's go ahead and cut her out. I'm trying to see where the, yeah, I think we'll get it there. I think that will be the right place to do that. I accidentally tore that a little bit, so we're gonna just cut a little bit more over to the side here. Trim that right off there. And let's see, tomorrow is Wednesday. Maybe we'll come in and do, I'm trying to think of what would be fun to do. Let's see, were we able, oh yeah, look, we were able to save the S on the other side. Well, we didn't save it, but it didn't get, it was clear of what we were harvesting. So that is cool. So we have two choices here. I'm just going to trim the image down and we'll make that choice later, right? Because the edges are usually the same on both sides of the magazine. I like the nice blue background here though. It's kind of relaxing and calm. So let's go ahead and trim that. And here we go with that. So here we go. I don't know why I'm always surprised by how long models' legs are. I think you just forget when you're not looking at fashion magazines that they just have extraordinary. Ooh, man on a wire, that could be good. Let's see, we've got the letter I here, but let's look at what's on the back. Through the looking glass. And I think I'm not in love with this, but I do like the cow. So let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get off these two. Let's, this is a nice big black dark piece that we can, for collage fodder with torn edges. When I do the, I like to have torn edges. It's just the way I am. So we'll put that up in our collage fodder bin. Add those to our recycle. And then we'll get this big A. We'll have to start on this because the other side is rough and not even remotely. Okay. I like to do it this way if I can because it's a little bit, there we go. I get better spacing, I guess, is what I'm thinking here. I didn't quite get the best on the A part, but I did. There we go. So there. I often make it a little wiggly, so then I have to cut the A out this way, which there's nothing technically wrong with. Sometimes I just want the words to be on in a nice square, or the images. Okay. I have kind of cut that really close, so I may not be able to, yeah. We're not going to be able to get man on a wire. I accidentally tore that for the black portion a little too close. I am going to cut the edges. Let's not mess up through the looking glass though. I'm going to cut the edges off the picture of that cow. The framing part, I don't like that part. I may ultimately cut out the cow. Like when you're on a road trip. I feel compelled. And I don't know how many. I know other people do it. I just don't know like how many people do it. I feel obligated to say the names of the animals we pass. So if it's horse, we're like horse, cow, pig, chicken. I've seen lambs and alpacas. Mostly you see cows and horses. Sometimes you see sheep. I feel like it's the duty of the passenger in the car to, you know, announce what we're near. Moo moo. They're fun, right? I find you don't find them a lot in magazines, but there are a fair number of cows in magazines, and I find I always cut them out if it's at all possible. So we are right near the end of this. I'll cut off just the edge of this because it'll make it easier. to finish processing the magazine. Because one of the things we can definitely do is look and see if there's even anything we want to have. I like that one. This is interesting in a disturbing way, and the tea. So I'm going to keep that page. Oh, I like the ivy growing up there. And then I kind of, so I'm going to take this one and this one. And I might take this bedroom just for the checkered flooring. And there's nothing terribly interesting on the other side. Oh, red room. That is a bold choice. What's on the other side? Oh, McRear's McQueen. I think we almost have to cut her out. Like, I'll never understand fashion ads where your underpants are on display. Maybe it's a young person thing. I don't know. Or a celebrity thing. Because I don't think there's any place you could work short of a strip club, or I don't think you could go in the office in an outfit that shows off your underclothing. I don't see it happening. Oh, there we go. Ooh, I do like that picture. That's nice. Probably what I'll do is I'll put that in my big picture image and I'll wind up fussy cutting it out. Let's see. Chain of command. So this is made out of pieces. That can't be comfortable. It is on a mesh thing, like so it's not, there is some cloth in between you and the metal, but that is probably heavy and relatively uncomfortable. Ooh, definitely cutting that out. I would like to cut him out. That's quite a, but probably what I'll actually do for now is just cut around like that, just in case. They could be very fun to cut out. Okay. Ooh, I love the lady doing cartwheels. I've seen her in a couple of magazines. So I do want to get that. Let's see. And then we've got just text here. I'm going to take the words last look right off there. And then what I'm going to do it right now. I'm just going to tear where the apples are and where the oranges are. Because it's a nice space filler and it's apples. Yeah. Well, it's a little dark at the top. But there we go. And then we've got some oranges right there. I think I want in this issue. And do we want any of the, I think I want the guy in the glasses. I like him. And that guy's happy. That could be like a happy thing. That guy looks very serious. Ooh. Okay, so I want this. That's too fun not to take out. That'll be fussy cut. And then let's see what we can cut off this side here. And then we'll go back and get stuff off the, I don't know why that keeps popping up. I don't know what I'm doing to do that. All right. So there we go. We'll go ahead and do these this way, and then we'll cut off the ends. I think it will be easier that way to get them all. Ooh, I feel a little warm right now. It's not breezy this evening. Some evenings it is breezy, and it makes it, oh, I need to cut this off. That's why I was cutting them all across, so I don't wind up cutting anybody in half. For interior design and decorating, he looks very, very serious. Maybe he just takes his, you know, he wants to be seen as a serious professional. Or he did not want to take this picture. That's always an option, right? Sometimes you just don't want to have your picture taken. I get it. All right, and then over here, I think we can risk the scissors and just give that a little chop. And there we go. Serious interior designer. Ooh, and I saw a page somebody was doing where they were doing barcodes and these scanning things and just putting them all on one page. So I'm going to start cutting some out because that could be a fun page, right? A fun thing to do. Wonder how long it would take to fill a page with that stuff. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut these. I think I did not cut this one even. All right, well, we have an opportunity to fix it later. She's got a very long neck. Okay. Right there. And that is a little crooked, so we'll just give it a little tip. Perfect. Oops. Okay, let's try pushing that to the top and it'll come down that way. This is a little bit thicker because it's the back of the magazine. And sometimes it doesn't want to cut right. Oh, I cut that. That's where it's crooked right there, I think. Is that right? Let's straighten this up first. I don't know. But this side is also crooked. I wanted it for this guy in particular, and I'm going to... Okay, I think we got it where we could use it. It's still a little crooked right here. I'm slowly cutting the top of this guy's head to clean off. Some days, that is how it goes. Just trimming away until he's got no head left. All right, all of these little bitty pieces over here, I need to get them in the pile so I don't wind up brushing them onto the floor on accident. All right, and then see, this guy is so serious compared to, let's see, where did my serious guy go? Oh, here. Look at the difference. Like, that guy's super serious, and that guy's like, I do like pictures of people that appear to be happy. Sometimes you can tell the smile is a little forced on, you know, business pictures and people in even vacation magazines. And sometimes they look very genuine. I feel like that might be a genuine. He might have actually got a guffaw in there somehow. Okay. So we've just got a few things left. I think I may want to cut out this bouquet of flowers as well. But let's see. Probably this time what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut her out so that I can get the flowers as well. So I'll just fussy cut around her and we'll add her to something. And then I'm going to fussy cut around these flowers because I think that's fun. A lot of times, I've seen other people doing it as well. It's not like it's my idea. Is you use this for the hair on a person, and then that pot or vase or whatever winds up looking like a hat, and that is fun too. So these might wind up being creeples or mix and match peoples, or they may wind up whole as they are. I did not get that cut very well. Let's see if we can't. The sides, when you have a combination cutter and scoreboard, these sides are a little sloped, and sometimes I don't get the edge even at the bottom, which leads to me cutting it a little wonky. And we can definitely cut off some of the top of that, because in all likelihood what we're doing ultimately is fussy cutting them out, maybe as a pair, because they almost appear to be holding hands even though they're not. All right, so let's trim this guy down. He looks very dapper, right? Maybe we'll take the whole bush right there as his backdrop. I'm just interested in getting the words off the page. There we go. Come down just a little bit lower than that. Maybe we'll do some kind of glue book in tomorrow. That could be a thing. I have a couple of projects going, so we may. I just have to think about it for a minute. If anybody has suggestions and you're watching this later, or if you have any suggestions, Roseanne, feel free to put it in the comments or message me. Put it in the chat. I'm always open to suggestions if I am able to do it with the supplies I have. And I enjoy hanging out with you guys. It's a nice way to spend time. Just getting some stuff done. I did still not straight there. There we go. I like the kind of feathered outfits. I would not put one of those on because I think that would be hot and uncomfortable and itchy, but it does look fun, right? And there's a T on here that I can get as well once I cut out the image. All right. So we've just got 2 pages left and then we'll be all done. I don't know how long we've been on because now it's in 2 sessions. But I am enjoying. I love Harp Left to My Druthers just because it's fun. I love to see what's in a magazine. I love to cut out different things. There's a lot of fun and whimsical things in magazines. Sometimes we get lucky and we find creepy stuff. And sometimes you just genuinely find something absurd or weird. Because every magazine definitely offers up its own unique. I mean, fashion magazines definitely have stuff in common. But they're all, you know, have their subtleties as well. And that's, it's like, maybe it's like enjoying the hunt, sort of. What are we going to find in a magazine? What are we going to take and use? How are we going to use it? There's so many possibilities, right? And that's part of what I love about magazine harvesting and collaging in general. You have your granddaughters tomorrow? Sweet. I hope you thoroughly enjoy them. I hope nobody gets stabby with the scissors. And I definitely hope that you guys all have a magnificent Wednesday. Just getting through the week one day at a time. I've got some work to do this evening in the basement, but I am looking forward to it. Quite a bit, honestly. I've been trying to get this portion of the little art experiment I'm doing off the ground but I need a block of time to do it in. And I was prepping for the sale, and I'm not always very good about billing right away, so I wanted to make sure I got that done today. And got those all sent out. So this afternoon I did all the prep work for it. I've got paper down there ready to go into the die, which will be fun. It's oh, there's a big T, and then we'll be all done. That T's the last thing. Ta-da! And I am gonna try and as much as I can with the and not cut off part of the T. That would be good if I didn't cut it off. There we go. And I still made it crooked. All right, so we'll go scissors then. We've got a starting line. We just got to straighten it out. All right. There we go. Across the top shouldn't be a problem. And down the other side, as long as we keep it straight. And I did. There we go. There we go. Nice tea. Nice medium-sized tea. Get these small little bits of paper over here. All right. Ta-da! So let's bring up some of the smaller stuff. That should have gone into the recycle portion. Oh, there's some stuff from the very beginning, right? So, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Because it's, you never, with so much different stuff, yeah. And pockets, you can make different kinds of pockets out of them. I have seen people do that. So we'll just real quick show off some of our stuff. Check out what we've got going on. These will be fun once they're fussy cut. I love the posture on that. I love, she has got just the loveliest smooth skin. That sounds a little creepy, but I didn't mean it to be. So we'll be cutting out some of these fun things. A little bit of fussy cutting. Some will just need to be sorted, and some will go into, that's a nice one. I just love the colors on that. All right, so there we go. We did it. Let's see. Well, they have a crafting cupboard, and there are scissors. 3-year-old loves to cut, and she has a lot of paper and color book. She has amassed a collection of craft supplies. An early budding crafter. Nice. Well, hopefully she doesn't do that thing that most of us, I did it. I tried to give myself bangs when I was little. It was a horrible, horrible thing. Or the ever famous cutting the siblings' hair. We'll put some energy into no cutting of hair. And no stabbing boxes, right? Well, have an amazing Wednesday. It sounds like you're already set up for it, Roseanne. So that is the end for tonight. So however, if you're watching this later, however you're spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. I enjoy spending time with you. You bring joy into my life. I hope I'm able to give a little bit back to you. Until I see you in one of my lives in a box somewhere, I wish you guys the happiest of crafting. I really do. Crafting can bring a little joy into an otherwise frustrating day, I think. Sometimes you just gotta let go and art and take your mind off things for a little while. Bright blessings and hugs and hisses to you all. Thank you for spending time with me, Roseanne. Bye, 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 bye. And that is the end for us. I'm going to push that button. I got to push the button on the phone.